Question 6 of this exercise is a very interesting question on mirrors and light rays. Here's what it says. In figure 6.33, PQ and RS are two mirrors placed parallel to each other. So PQ is this mirror, RS is this mirror, and this side is the non-reflecting side of PQ and this side is the non-reflecting side of RS. So the inner sides of these two mirrors are the reflecting sides. Now an incident ray AB strikes the mirror PQ at B. So first it strikes the top mirror at B. The reflected ray moves along the path BC and strikes the lower mirror RS at C, and again reflects back along CD. So we have to prove that the incident ray, which is this ray AB, and the reflected ray, which is this ray CD, these two rays are parallel. This is what we have to prove, and the fact that we're going to use to solve this problem is that whenever a light ray reflects from a mirror, the angle of incidence must be equal to the angle of reflection. This is something that you would have studied in basic science, basic physics. What does this mean? The angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Well, let's take the point B here, which is the reflection point for the first time. So if I draw a perpendicular to the mirror PQ, then the angle of incidence is this angle, the angle that the incident ray makes with the perpendicular, and the angle of reflection is this angle here, and these two angles must be equal. Similarly, at the reflection point C, if I draw a perpendicular, the angle of incidence is the angle that this ray BC makes with the perpendicular, this angle, and the angle of reflection is what CD makes with the perpendicular. So these two angles must be equal. Alright, so let's go about the proof now. So keep in mind that we have to show that AB is parallel to CD. So what I'm going to show is that this angle here is equal to this angle here. So ABC angle is equal to BCD, and that will mean that because this is a pair of alternate interior angles with BC as transversal, if these angles are equal, then AB and CD must be parallel. So this is the reasoning that we will use to solve this problem. So let's assume that the incident angle for the first time is theta. This angle here is theta. This means that the reflected angle the first time will also be theta, because the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Now, what do you think this angle here, let's name it. So let's take a point here called X. So what do you think is angle BCX? Angle BCX, let me highlight it in a different color. This angle, BCX, what is this angle? Well, BCX, this angle is actually forming an alternate interior angle pair with this angle here, and let's give this angle a name as well. So if I take this point Y here, then BCX is equal to CBY. So let's write this relation. BCX is equal to CBY. Why? Because this is a pair of alternate interior angles on what parallels? On BY and CX. BY and CX, the two perpendiculars, they are parallel. So BY and CX are parallel. And can you figure out why they are parallel? Well, both of them are perpendicular to the two mirrors, and the two mirrors are parallel to each other. So you can easily show that the two perpendiculars are parallel to each other. And at this point, I would urge you to actually pause the video for a few moments and prove it out properly, that the two perpendiculars BY and CX are parallel to each other. Now, because they are parallel, angle BCX is equal to angle CBY. Angle CBY we've already shown as theta, the original incident angle. This means that angle BCX is also theta. So the second incident angle is also theta, BCX, which means that the reflected angle the second time, which is DCX, will also be theta, this angle here, DCX. So this finally means that angle ABC angle ABC, the first angle that I marked with this yellow color, is theta plus theta or 2 theta, and angle BCD, this angle here that I also marked in yellow, this is also theta plus theta or 2 theta. So from here we conclude that angle ABC is equal to angle BCD. And what does this mean? As discussed earlier, this means that AB must be parallel to CD, because these two angles that are equal are a pair of alternate interior angles and they are equal. So this means that AB and CD must be parallel. So once again, let me summarize the proof. We took an incident angle theta. The first reflected angle is also theta, which means that the second incident angle is also theta, and hence the second reflected angle is also theta. So the total angle at the first reflection point ABC is 2 theta, and the total angle at the second reflection point is also 2 theta. These two angles are equal and they are a pair of alternate interior angles. Hence the original incident ray and the final reflected ray must be parallel. So this completes question 6. To learn more about how QMath can help you crack school and board exams, explore QMath Leap, a live online classroom program run by highly experienced and committed teachers.